Every showing's a job interview. That 2-home tour is gonna be your opportunity to win their business. Where do you wanna pick up, Lee? Just throw whatever objections you think might be relevant here. Hi, this is Byron Lazine. I'm a local agent with William Ravis and a premier partner of Zillow's. I see you're interested in 123 Main Street. When would you like to go see it with me?
We're shooting for like Saturday around noon.
Saturday at noon, got it. Lee, one question for you. Why this home?
The wife picked it out, so happy wife, happy life, so we're going.
Awesome, dude, I'm right there with you. So Saturday at noon, wife loves the house. What other properties do you and the wife want to look at while we're at 123 Main?
So far this is it, but I'm sure she'll find a few more.
Okay, and Lee, what's her name?
Her name is Lucy.
Okay, so Lucy, I'll be able to see you and Lucy Saturday at noon. I just got to go ahead and confirm that. I'll be calling you back on this number in the next 30 minutes, Lee. Is this the best number to reach you at?
Yeah, it is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer, but you can shoot me a ring.
Okay, when's a good time that you'll be able to answer so I can get all the details confirmed with you?
I got lunch at noon, so I probably got like 20 minutes, but other than that, I'm just not going to be able to answer.
I got you. I'll hit you back at noon, and we'll chat then, and I'll hopefully have this thing confirmed for you. Hey, Lee, it's Byron. I've got us all confirmed for you and Lucy to see 123 Main Street Saturday at 12:30. I'll be sending a confirmation on email when we get off the phone. What's Lucy's email so I can send it to you both?
Lucy@AOL.com, but noon's not going to work. Can we switch that to 2 o'clock?
Okay, so you want to bump that back to 2 o'clock? I don't think we're going to have an issue with that, but I'll reconfirm. And Lee, great news. I also found one more property that I think it's going to be worth you and Lucy's time to compare the two properties to one another. Will you have additional time? I know we want to bump it to 2, but would you have time at, say, 2:30, 2:45 to see 124 Main Street?
Yeah, I think we can make that work. It must be on the same street, right? Not too far away.
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes away. So if we spend about 20, 30 minutes at 123, we'll head over to 124, take a look so you have a nice comparison.
Yeah, that works.
Great, Lee. I'm going to get you and Lucy an email confirming the time changes, and I'll send that second property so you can take a look at it as well, that we're going to see after the 2 o'clock property. Along with that, Lee, I'm sending over a disclosure form. This is a read-only form. It's a Connecticut state disclosure that explains the relationship between agents and consumers. Okay, to walk you through the listing agent, obviously having a relationship with the seller, and our responsibility to you. There's no need to sign that form, Lee. The next form is a buyer agreement, which identifies these two properties and our ability to tour them, okay? That one's gonna need an e-signature. If you've got anything you need me to walk you through on that, let me know and we can jump on another call. Sound good?
Yeah, I'm saying, how long is that for? Because last time I signed one of those, I got locked in with an agent. I was with them for 6 months and I couldn't get out of it. The broker tried to give me another one. It was just a mess. So, do I really got to sign that?
Yeah, Lee, great question. And I don't want you to sign anything you're not comfortable signing. And I don't want you to be locked into me. We haven't even met, right, Lee?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. It'd be unfair to you and to your home buying process if I were asking you on a phone call to be locked into me. This form only covers these two properties. Meaning, if you fall in love with one of the first two properties you see, there's going to be a compensation agreement attached to that for my services. But if you, listen, Lee, if you get there and you're like, this isn't the guy I want representing me, you're going to have the ability to move on after these two properties. Does that make sense? Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm saying, so it's only for these two. It's not like it's only for today, not for like a month or a year or something like that.
Yeah, I've got it filled out for 7 days for these two properties, and you'll see that when you go through it. If that makes you uncomfortable, call me back and we'll work something out. I'm happy to make sure that this form fits where you and Lucy are at in the process. And then if you guys want to have a discussion about what I can do for you in your entire home buying process, I'm happy to have that discussion. But most important right now, we want to get you into these two homes on Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's no problem. A week's fine. It's just the last guy was like 6 months. We couldn't get out of it. It was a big ordeal.
Yeah, Lee, I don't expect you to make a 6-month decision here on the phone. I want to get you into 123 Main Street, have something to compare it to, and that's all this form is going to cover us for, is those two properties. So I'll send that over. If you need anything on it, just let me know. We can jump on a call. We can even jump on a Zoom, Lee, and go through it if something's not making sense to you.
Yeah, it's no problem. I'll sign it. As long as it's for the week, we're good.
Great. That's coming over now. I'm going to get these times changed for you. That'll come over to both your and Lucy's email. I'm really looking forward to meeting you and Lucy on Saturday.
Great, see you at 2 o'clock.
Awesome, Lee. Thank you. So some good objections there, right? It's just we want to use common sense on where they're at in the journey. Hey, I wouldn't expect you to sign with me for 6 months. I wouldn't expect you to commit to me. Lee, we haven't met, have we? Right? I want to meet them where they're at. And then obviously it's up to me to get to that property. You get there early, professional. You do a great, introduction, and you get through those 2 home tours. 2 home tours gives you the ability now on that second home tour, you're going to build that rapport, but to start lining up that buyer consultation, to start really earning their trust, to have the conversation about moving forward. Like I've been saying, do the work before you get there, right? If I got 2 properties, Lee's already told me, man, I got locked in once to another agent. I was unsure about this agent. I had a bad experience for 6 months with this agent. There's a couple things I'm gonna do when I'm showing up to this property. I'm gonna do hey, this is something I do for my clients. I've got 20 other properties that I'm gonna be calling. I've already called 5 of them. I think I've got 1 lead of maybe getting you guys something in off market. This is something I do for my clients. I'd love to talk to you more about that. Also, has anybody sat you down and walked you through the entire home buying process? I know you guys were in a relationship with an agent for 6 months. Did they ever take the time to walk you through everything that they do for their clients? So these are gonna be the things that you wanna come prepared to ask. Be prepared to show some proof that you're already working for them, because they're gonna be like, dude, 6 months I had an agent never did any of that. We're here on 2 home tours and they're already starting to do some work for me, because that 2 home tour is going to be your opportunity to win their business. You're taking time. Remember, as an agent, every showing's a job interview. This is no different than getting a listing. If I'm going on a listing appointment to somebody's house, sometimes I got to go back 2 times, 3 times. Sometimes there's a Zoom call in between. So there's 3, 4 meetings on a listing and nothing has been signed. Think about that as opposed to, hey, I'm going into most of these buyer deals with a buyer agreement signed for those. I'm covered on those 2 properties. You keep showing up to a listing not even being covered. So you're showing up to a listing to be interviewing for that opportunity. Same thing, we're showing up for buyers where they're at in their journey to interview for the ability to do business with them, rather. So, not every buyer in their journey is going to be at the place where they want to meet first and sit down and do a buyer consult. I've done many of those in the past, and it's typically somebody who's very analytical, who's willing to say, before I even start the journey, I want to come into the office. But most consumers today see the candy, they see the sugar, the glitz online, which is the house. And they're like, I just want to go get the fix. I want to just go get in property. So that's us meeting them where they're at. We can't, even know if we know it's better for you to sit down with me for a consultation, I can't twist the market's arm and convince every single person who hasn't even met me that you must sit down with me. Screw you, pal. I'm just going to go find somebody else. So we got to meet them where they're at. Doesn't mean we're going to show them 27 houses, house by house by house. We're going to meet them where they're at, present ourselves as a professional, and win the business so that we don't have to keep signing the form over and over and over again. Get them to sign. That is going to come down, though, to us showing up and taking control of the home tours. That's up to you guys when you're on the home tour, taking control of the tour. Do you know the market statistics when you're showing up? Do you know what the other sales are? I promise you, a real buyer who's going to buy in the next 90 days, they know some of the sales and some of the properties that have come on and come off the market. So are you prepared to, have you studied that? Have you been able to articulate that?
If you're going to a town that you have no idea what's going on, just pull up the information first and just save like 2 of the information spots. Yesterday we were looking in one town, the listings, I think it was East Haven, was short 20% and the average sales price is up like 8. So it's like when you're just walking around the house, you can say, hey, listings are down in this town 20%, might be a little bit harder to market. But it's like you just spitting out those little facts, even though you don't know your ass from your elbow.
Yeah, well, this is how you start to know, right? Like Lee's saying, pick 2 or 3 or 4 stats, pick some properties to print out before, so that I want to be over prepared when I go to these things. It's impressive when you've got information that you can share and add value to the process. Oh, I didn't realize listings are down 20%. Yeah, and last year was the lowest we've seen in the last 20 years in this particular town on the MLS on listings, and we're down 20% off of that. So we've actually set a new low. This is unlike anything we've seen in the last 20 years. And Lee, some of our clients, listen, if you haven't done a deal yet, some of our clients. We did 530 deals here last year. So, hey, some of our clients, when they were looking in this town, we started to look in X and Y town as well. And in fact, we did find buyers property over there where listings are actually up 5% year over year, right? These types of things. When you go into these buyer tours, remember, you're taking time to go help people, to help serve, okay? It's what we signed up for. But it also gives you the obligation, the duty, the ability to say, I'm gonna take control of this, okay? They can't walk through the front door and just run through the house on a private home tour unless you let them. Hey Lee, so glad to meet you. I know you were able to download the forms on the site. I've got some paper copies. You know, I know I sent you this in email. I got some paper copies. We're gonna obviously spend the next 20 minutes. Hey, set the expectation of time, especially if you got another home tour. We're gonna spend the next 20 minutes touring the home. I'm gonna get us in here in just a minute. When we're done, Lee, before we go to the next one, I'm gonna be taking notes throughout. So anything, questions, you know, if we see things, I'm gonna be taking notes of all of that throughout. Before we go to the next one, let's regroup right here on the front steps. Just debrief what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like, before we head out to property number 2. Is that fair?
Yeah, sounds good.
Great. Now I'm setting the tone like, hey, we're gonna go through the house together. Okay, I'm not gonna stand here like a freaking dumbbell and let you just run rancid all over somebody's home. That's unprofessional, anyways. But I set the tone there. It's like, dude, you're not getting through the house unless we have the standards set. And people are just gonna respect you more. They're gonna see you as somebody who's able to take control. You are the quarterback. You are the CEO of this deal. The buyer's definitely the chairman, the chairwoman. It's their money. They're making final decision. But somebody who's the chairman lets the CEO run the business, make the decisions. Hey, Lee, I work for you, obviously, but here's how things are gonna go, right? You're letting them know that you're the professional. You've been there and done that before.
At BAMX, we listen to what real estate professionals want and need. That's why our platform is filled with sought-after courses, content, and tactical assets for your business. And that's why we launched BAMX in a box with templates and scripts done for you, delivered each Friday. The best part? It's not coming from panel pontificators who bought their followers and don't sell any real estate. It's coming from top agents, team leaders, and content creators in the industry. It's education that actually shows you how to do what you need in today's market. And now it includes editable templates and scripts so you can easily deliver that knowledge to your database. Every day, we continue to add more content into BAMX, into our private Facebook community, content that works, content that our members have exclusive access to daily. Do not wait any longer. Use code Byron and join the thousands of agents taking their business to the next level today. Code Byron for 10% off. I'll see you in BAMX.